Let us hope the machine god blesses us.
What's good, boys? Это я, ваш папочка Полуноч. And today I'm back with another deck guide. I know it's been a while and I promised regular uploads and all that, but, well, the game is in a weird state and my flat is a complete war zone right now. I just moved. So, anyway, enough of the excuses. Today we're gonna play some Titans to the Loyalist Legios. And yeah, people are not too fond about them for various reasons. Me neither. Yeah, that's why I said the game is in a weird state. But anyway, today I wanted to make this deck guide first of all because I still see people complain about Titans, either that they are too weak and that they feel lackluster, which is not the case, especially not for Sabris Regnum, which we do the deck guide on. And second of all, because I finally have all the cards and enough game experience to actually call this a competitive guide, because with this deck I have a pretty good win rate despite having a pretty rough start with it. Because Titans, you know, you have to get a hang of them, and right now with this deck I have an almost, I think it's almost 80% win rate ladder, so you can top 10 with that. I'm not top 10 because I simply don't play enough right now. I couldn't be bothered, and as mentioned, a lot to do. But anyway, enough excuses for now. Today I'm gonna play some Loyalist Legios, namely Sabris Regnum. I think he's the best Warlord. I don't own the legendary one. The legendary one, I believe, is not that great. Sure, he's pretty cool, but you can't change his loadout, and he's very suspicable to troop decks simply. The Reaver, I just think his ability is lackluster. He has good weapons, but nonetheless, I don't like him too much. So I've been playing Sabris Regnum, yeah. Titans have a lot of new mechanics. First of all, the Titan Builder, where you can change the loadout, except for the legendary Titan. They got shut down, so when their weapons got attacked, they are stunned. And also Overload. Overload is on some weapons or on troops. When they act, they get stunned as well. So we want to kind of counteract that. And this is the deck, yeah. Our Warlord is Sabris Regnum. Pretty simple, he gives shield to a Titan weapon. That's pretty good, that's a very solid ability. It got nerfed to energy, but still is very good. With that, you can maybe protect your face or your weapons. Not much to say here. But before we jump into the deck, actually, I want to show you the Titan builder. So what's the loadout here? Let's start off with the Carpus. We got paired lasers, we got paired launchers, and paired mega builders as our choice. I choose the paired launchers. Why? Well, it's pretty simple because this is the best weapon. It has the most damage potential, it's the most consistent one. Paired mega builders, yeah. They got random twice in their description, 1 to 2 damage, that's random, and 2 random enemies, I hate that. So in my opinion there's no reason to pick these, and paired lasers, yeah, it's only 1 target and 2 damage twice. Yeah, it will always deal 2 damage, it helps shield and survive and all that, so maybe good against salamanders, which can be a tough matchup. But paired launchers, they just have the most damage potential, and they are always useful, so to say. So we go with paired launchers here. In the right arm, we got the Macro Gatling, AoE, Sulfur Annihilator, which is terrible, don't bother with that, and the Area Claw. You would choose the Area Claw simply because attacking with it doesn't cost anything, the first time at least, so if your opponent plays something on curve, like something with 3 health or 4 health, you can smash into it and get rid of it, pretty good, right? The Macro Gatling is also a decent choice, but yeah, I don't know, it costs a bit too much for what it does right now, and you simply don't need it. We got enough AoE, like, trust me. Even against stuff like DUC. So we go with the Area Claw. Another reason is because we got a card which can give frontline to a friendly unit, and we can give frontline to an Area Claw, and it has 4 attacks, so attacking into it hurts quite a bit. In the left arm, we of course picked the Bellicosa Cannon. It's fucking insane, like it deals 12 damage or 18 if it's a vehicle or Titan weapon. It's insane in Titan mirrors. And here we also got the Macro Gatling and the Son of Annihilator. This is crap, and this again isn't really needed. The Bellicosa Cannon is kind of superior. I find it kind of sad, to be honest. Usually the reasoning behind legendary cards being better than others is that you can only include 1 copy of that card in the deck, and here you can only equip 1 weapon anyway, so yeah, why not pick the Bellicosa Cannon? Kind of weird. I find it, as mentioned, kind of sad that it simply outclasses all the other weapons here, but yeah, anyways. So that's the loadout, pet launchers, Area Claw, and Bellicosa Cannon. And now to the deck. How does it play? It's pretty grindy, and it has alternating playstyles. So against some matchups, you actually want to make use of that Bellicosa Cannon as much as you can, just hit their face. It's especially good in stuff like Karn, where you really don't want to play the long game, you just want to kill them ASAP. Or against stuff like Lucius, it also works. In other matchups, you know, mostly troop matchups, people actually manage to beat down your weapons, so you can't use them, permanently stun them, and just overwhelm you on the board, which is not that hard against Titans. We only got 2 slots. And there we actually want to win with our troops. So Yeah, kind of have to know your matchups here to use this effectively. But anyway, let's go over the deck. First of all, Slider. After the nerfs, Titan lost a lot of their draw piles, so Display of Might doesn't draw anymore, Burden of Loyalty doesn't draw anymore, so I wanted to have some cycle, and it's also pretty good because you can refill 1 energy or heal 2 to your Warlord in some cases. A really good card simply. Mostly we will use this to cycle, sometimes to refill 1 energy, that's basically it. Then, first legendary card is here, Paragon of Conquest. Really like this one, especially good on the Bellicosa cannon, obviously. Also keep in mind that you can use this repeatedly on the single weapon in the same turn. So, for example, Bellicosa cannon isn't loaded. You load it with Paragon of Conquest, shoot it, then load it again for the next turn, and then you may be protected with something like Burden of Loyalty or Display of Might. I don't know if that works. Yeah, it works. On 10 energy at least. So, yeah, really good card here, good finisher. It's pretty useless though if you top deck it when you have no weapons left, of course. Then we got Burden of Loyalty. As mentioned, it got nerfed, it doesn't draw a card anymore. Still really good. So, you obviously don't want to use this on 2 energy, it's completely useless. And most of the time you want to use this on your claw, yeah, because it has 4 attacks, so people really don't want to attack into it usually. If the claw is low on health though, you want to use it on your face usually, because your face won't get damaged that much unless you're playing against Khan or Lucius or something. When you want to use it, you want to use it when you are loading a weapon and you want to protect for next turn. So, for example, on 5 energy, load the Bellicosa cannon if it isn't stunned, and then Burden of Loyalty on your claw, so that next turn you can fire the Bellicosa cannon. Pretty simple, but you will see in the gameplay later how to use it properly. Next up is Command Bridge. I found that pretty important again because that we have no cycle here whatsoever, and we got some key tactics here, like we got 1 hard removal, we got Display of Might to stall some attacks, Burden of Loyalty again. This one saved my ass a lot of times, so I got it in here. Next up is Legio Gryphonicus. This is basically a Sigilized Chosen Junior for vehicles. Why have it in here? Because we have a lot of troops, so a lot of troops for a Titan deck, at least around 13 troops. And it's also pretty good on Warx. So what you want to use that on, maybe on 3 you drop a Messiah's Grace or Phaon, holy crap, I still can't pronounce it. If these remain unchecked, which is often the case because the opponents really like to attack your weapons so you can't fire them, you buff them up with Legio Gryphonicus. Where I don't really like it is using that on some of the Overload troops. Sure, it's tempting, but they can't act, well, they can act only every second turn. Sure, we got bonus of Tiscat to mitigate that, but nonetheless, it's best used as Orpheon. On Messiah's Grace, and of course Warx. It's really good on Warx, and that's basically also why I'm running Warx. So pretty good buff card, bit situational, but I really like it nonetheless. Next up on Messiah's Grace, also got nerfed a little bit, but nonetheless it's a 3 NG4-4, which is already great, and it also has a soft frontline, so to say, so your opponent really doesn't want to attack you or your Titan weapons when this is around. You can also combat with Burden of Loyalty, so let's say you are on 8 energy, you just play the Messiah's Grace, Burden of Loyalty on your face or something, and then load the Bellicosa cannon. Your opponents obviously will want to attack your face because you have 0 attack and he doesn't want to miss 3 damage, but if he does, on Messiah's Grace is getting blocked. Yeah, pretty good troop, not much to say here. Don't need to use it that wisely. If you're on 3 energy and drop it, just go ahead and drop it, because as mentioned, it's basically a soft front line. Usually your opponent first of all has to deal with that before he keeps attacking into your face or your weapon. Orpheon, just a good free drop as well. Really good target for Legio Gryphonicus, that's about it. The effect is pretty good though when an enemy does refill 1 energy. When you're up against a bunch of Jaegers from Defenders of Caliban, you drop that. You drop, I don't know, maybe something like the Electral Night Lancer. So you used up 7 energy, then you fire your missile launchers into the bunch of Jaegers and refill everything again. Also pretty good with Death Pulse, basically because it refills 2 on every kill instead of 1. So I really like this one, just a good free drop. Smash attack, 3 energy, 3 damage, and a stun. Very good value for a common. I mainly use this on the enemy Warlord or to stall a troop and bring it into the range of, I don't know, the missile fire from your launchers or Death Pulse. Then of course Death Pulse, really good AoE clear despite the randomness is 1 to 3 damage, so yeah, pretty big margin. But you can obviously mitigate the randomness with our missile launchers, and then it refills 1 energy for each unit. It's like a mini cull, you know, so pretty good card here. Display of Might also got nerfed. It's not no strain with Junior anymore, but still really good. Like, really never use this on 4 energy, except if your missile launchers are loaded and you have Death Pulse ready. So you can, I don't know, bait your opponent to playing more stuff, and then you like double missile launcher and a Death Pulse, so into the full board and clear it. This is wisely. I will later show some situations where it really shined. Then Night Lancer. Yeah, it has Overload, so it can only act every second turn. Again, we can mitigate that with Warners of Tisca, but he has 6 attack and first strike, so your opponent still has to deal with him. He can't really ignore him except if he's stunned, and this will always usually trade at least 2 for 1. Pretty good card despite the Overload. Then Warx. This is really good in Titan matchups because you can stun 2 Titan weapons of him. And again, really good target for Legio Griffonicus. This is why I really like this one. And obviously you can just use it as a board clear. Then one is Tiska. Yep, I'm still running that even after the nerf or change. Basically it got its cost increased and the heal amount. Yeah, it's not as good as a utility card anymore. But I still run it over the repair card, I don't remember the name exactly, because we can target the weapons with that, but also some of our big overload troops like the Steel Claw or Marius Novus. So I prefer that over the repair card, simply because we can target our troops as well. So maybe you got a loaded Bellicosa cannon, your opponent obviously attacks with it, he doesn't want you to fire it. Then on 7 energy, just unstun the cannon, fire with it. Or, as mentioned, you can maybe use it on the Strum and Warhound, like it attacked into something and then it's stunned obviously because of the overload. Your opponent ignores it because it's stunned. Then you want to Subtisca it and then it can attack again and doesn't die because it can heal for 4. So still a very good card here. Next up is Catastrophic Damage. It's a day hard removal. It's conditional, it's like Ash and Bones, but for 5 energy, so actually pretty bad. But why I play this is, again, sometimes your opponent has a really big troop which you can't deal with, of course, but I really like the stun. It's like a slender Thunderhawk with the hard removal. That's why I really like it. The stun is actually better than the hard removal itself. I use it much more often to stun 2 units than to actually kill something which I can't kill otherwise. Yeah, so 1 copy here because it's fairly situational. Then Elmarius Novus. This is just a Novus set of troops, 6 energy shield and 7/7. It has overload. The battle honor, so how this works, it doesn't outstun itself. The overload triggers after the battle honor. So battle honor happens, it kills something, then it unstuns your weapons and your other troops if you have something with overload, and then the overload triggers and it stuns itself. So it doesn't work in itself, otherwise it would be really good. This way it's just decent and overstated, that's why I play it. It's not a must-have though. Then Steel Claw, this is a really good one in my opinion, because it has frontline. So the overload doesn't matter that much, it can't be ignored because of the frontline, the opponent can't attack into it. And 9/7 shield frontline. This is just really big. This is almost a Telement Dreadnought, basically. Strayman Warhound, really like this one. In Titan Mirrors, you can kill weapons with that, of course, like 9 damage. Yeah, Flanker, really nice. It's basically a hard remove with the body because barely anything survives that. And then again, you get bonus Subtisca to unstun it. It's just a very good flanker in my opinion, because it has an immediate effect. Yeah, the overload kind of sometimes sucks, but nonetheless, very good. And we top it off with Ascreus. I really rarely play him, but when I play him, he usually wins me the game. It's a dead energy card, but why I think it is good is because, of course, there's an immediate effect. Either it does 4 damage or it does 8 damage. The overload also doesn't really matter that much because usually it only has to act once, and that's about it. And by the point you play it, if the game is really such a slog, then your opponent usually wasted all his hard removal on the Steel Claws or Marius Novus or whatever, so this is very likely to stick, and he actually won me also a couple games. Alright, so that's the deck. I barely explained how to play it, but you will see in the gameplay later. And for now, if you don't agree with me on some of my card choices, or if you're missing some of these cards, as usual, I got some card alternatives for you. So, first of all, we got Munition Silos. It also got nerfed a bit, it got 1 health less now, so only 1/3. It's obviously pretty good with the Bellicosa every turn, but you have to protect the Munition Silos, you got Burden of Loyalty for that. It really only shines in Titan Mirrors and when you can play it turn 1. Besides that, it's pretty bad in my opinion, because it dies to pretty much everything. If you're up in that Titan Mirror and you got a turn 1, you usually win because you can basically fire your Bellicosa cannon every turn. Then we got Relentless March. This removes overload completely, so it's not only for 1 turn, and we got a lot of those overload troops here. It's kind of situational, so I don't play it because of our Legio draw, but nonetheless it can be pretty good to surprise your opponent. But I think it's a bit better in the Reaver because he has the Fist with overload, which you can use this card on, and yeah, you can draw vehicles on demand. And we got Gravitonic Sensor. This is a pretty interesting one. It's a pretty cool card, really, because we have so much AoE and stall. We can basically, I don't know, we use missile launchers, then Display of Might, and then our opponent is left with that damaged board. And next turn we can play something big, like the Marius Novus, and then refill our energy with Gravitonic Sensor. Like if your opponent has 5 damaged units, this will refill 3 energy basically, and then you can do something else with that 5 energy, for example, fire your weapons or something. As you see, it is a fairly situational refill and we don't really need anti-stealth, so I skipped it. Nonetheless, a pretty cool card. Then we got Veroni Cerestus. It's a 2 energy conjurer, it's really not that bad, but the low health combined with the overload, yeah, you see the problem. Then we get Tacticaris mode already. First of all, yeah, it's only good in Titan Mirrors, I discovered. It's also kind of a tempo loss despite it only being 3 energy, but on 3 energy we really want to load as Bellicosa Cannon or play one of our 3 drops. And also what's really bad is it's random as fuck. You can't control where it goes, and sometimes it even targets full health shielded weapons. And Sabris Regnum itself already gives shield. So it was kind of an overkill, completely useless most of the time. As I mentioned, in the Titan Mirrors it was pretty good, but that's only one matchup, so I skipped it in the end. Then we get emergency repairs. Yeah, that's the repair card I was talking about. But I'm still running Bonus of Tisca here, because as mentioned we can use that on troops. On weapons, this is obviously better, and you can also use this on other, like on your phrase for energy heal for 4, which is not that great, but nonetheless you can do that. Obviously really good on weapons, but not that good on troops, and we have a lot of troops, so I run Tisca instead of the emergency repairs. You can run both though, why not? Next up is Kinborn. Initially I thought it's pretty bad, but it's basically 7 energy worth of stats, and your opponent will have to deal with that at some point. Not a bad card if you want to substitute for Steel Claw or Marius Nose if you don't have them, so why not? And at last for the Loyalist Legio card, we got the Corpus Secretary. It's a 10 energy value for 8 and double frontline, so that's also welcome. They just missed some oomph of our troops, basically, that's why I don't like them, and 4 attacks, so Melgator, Hammer of Justice clears them pretty easily. Nonetheless, really good card. Next up, I got some neutral cards. First of all, the Void Engagement. If you want some extra cycle, this is probably something you can use here. We got a good tactics and troop ratio for that card, so why not? That 2 damage on the Warlord also can come in really handy, so that you can finish it off from 14 health when your opponent thought that he's safe from that Bellicosa Cannon. Death sets, yeah, if you want some more AoE, then play death sets. On 9 energy, you can combo death sets with Death Pulse, for example, and then you will deal 2 to 7 damage to the whole enemy board. What a nice gamble, but yeah, nonetheless, you can play that. I don't play death sets for obvious reasons. I think I say that in every video because it's a fucking random card and I hate it. Next up is Building Site. This works really well here because we have so much shit to do every turn, a lot of micros, so to say, a lot of weapons to load, so the extra energy will come in really handy. But it's kind of a bait, I discovered, because if you top deck that, and actually with this deck you sometimes end up in top deck mode, because we don't have any build and draw here or that much cycle. So if you top deck it late game, it can lose you the game, so in the end I scrapped it. Next up, Ravage City, same principle as Void Engagement, but here's some extra utility. It's better in Titan Mirrors, and Void Engagement is better against any other matchup in my opinion. But again, Ravage City will certainly give you a better time against other Titans. And then at last I got Lord Malkiel. Well, he works well here because he draws away attaches from our weapons. The enemy usually deals with him first, that's a good thing. Or sometimes it is the other way around. The enemy will ignore him and go for your weapons, and he will provide 1 extra energy every turn. Another thing is, which is kind of bad, which works against Malkiel, is that we have only 2 troop slots, unless some of our weapons are destroyed. And yeah, these are precious more or less, because we're playing troops, and this is a support troop. You won't attack with it most of the time, it will just sit around here and pumping energy, so might be played, but yeah, on your own risk. Alright, that was the deck, and usually I would say I'll jump into ladder, but we're gonna watch some replays today. Why replays today? Because I want to highlight some games where you have those different matchups I was talking about, troop decks, or like a little bit of gym boss decks, so to say. And it's almost 2 AM and I want to get this done by today, so I'm going to show you the replays and comment on them instead of playing the games today. Let's make it a one-off, let's see how you like it, guys. I don't think it matters that much if it's live gameplay or replays, and yeah, as mentioned, I simply don't have that much time right now, and replays showcase the deck the best, so let's jump into the first one. So, first game here is against Luther. You would say this is a pretty good matchup for you, isn't it? You got your missile launches all the time, but keep in mind, yeah, I ignored the prejudice with my claw, but too many troops. He will be able to perma-stun all my fucking crap all the time, so I will have a lot of trouble firing my weapons. And yeah, I can clear this board 2 times, 3 times. Defenders of Caliban will refill that board all the fucking time and rarely ran out of steam, especially if he has pretty good curve, so let's see how it goes.
It does not matter if we are defeated today.
He does the right thing, he stuns the shoulder cannon here, but fortunately no turn 1 play for him. So what do I do here? Yeah, I give that counterattack, so I can load it for free and then give it shield. so he can't stun it again, you know? So he top decks Lajos, whatever. And this time he stuns this. For some reason. I mean, why not? So I load this gun, give it shield again, and attack the Lajos. So I decided to do that so I have both loaded. Now he can stun one, yeah. But I still got one shielded, and this baits him into playing more stuff, hopefully more Jaegers. Which he doesn't, he plays some Spirants here. So what do we do? What do we do? We play the Warlocks probably, damn right. And we clear those status recruits. And that's about it. Oh, he can stun my other weapon, but can't stun this one. Never mind, here's a flanker. So another launch is stunned. And stunned the other one as well here. This is... Yeah, he obviously goes for these because they're more dangerous than the big host of him right now. But yeah. Here's another Vorax. But I burned the loyalty on my claw. And probably load the Bellicosa. Ah no, Omniscience Grace. So yes, the combo I was talking about. He basically, I'm gonna do that, but he runs Seek and Destroy for some reason, and Luther, which is hella weird. But yeah. So yeah, -2 attack, and stuns it, pretty good play here by him. But now I can finally clear his board with double missile launcher. So I play this. Do not be completely helpless, because none of my weapons are loaded. This is stunned, it can't attack. So if you play something, maybe something big, I can at least kill it with the Night Lancer and load up my weapons again. Alright, he gives it... I mean, he smacks it for 6 damage. That's pretty bad though, yeah, with the Ordnance. And he attacks this. Like, I'm... okay. He really wants to destroy that, apparently. I don't mind. I load everything up here, I believe. And then I shield my claw so he doesn't kill it. Or if he wants to kill it, then he has to attack twice into it. Which he probably doesn't want. He stuns the Bellicosa cannon, doesn't want to take 12 here. He plays a Jubak, which I don't care about that much, to be honest. And yeah, that hurts. That hurts. My weapon's looking really bad right now. This is what I meant against these troop decks. You really have trouble. You really have trouble getting shots off. So you kind of have to rely on your troops late game. I draw a card here. No reason to fill anything. I get a Legio Gryphonicus. Alright. Well, that was pointless, I mean... Ah, never mind, he bounced. Yeah, that's also a pretty smart play. He gets rid of that, and this doesn't take any damage. So, pretty good play here by him. I thought he's gonna, like... when I saw Magator, he's gonna bounce it, like... Why do you use that, though? But here I top deck Death Pulse. So this is gonna be a board clear for me. I used this, I wanna risk it, and it clears everything, like perfect. I could have fired this one to have their engine refill safe, but that's really good enough. He eats 12 here, so he goes the cannon finally taking his shot, and then I unstun this and shield this. So next time my plan is basically burn the loyalty and load it again. Yeah, you have to think a couple of turns ahead sometimes. He draws 3 troops here with his banner tactic, I forgot the name. And board's full again, that's what I meant. Board's full again. So what do we do here? Probably Burden of Loyalty. Ah, no, I wanted to discard that because I really want to get rid of the Jaegers. Kills 4 Jaegers, so pretty good. And then I load the cannon again. And Burden of Loyalty on my face. I don't want that to be stunned. Yeah. And he plays more shit. I don't know, Orphean, whatever, from Quebec. And goes to my face here, 3 damage for him, but I was full HP, I don't mind that much. So, I'm one off. I still shoot him in the face, you don't use it on anything else. Except when it's needed. And yeah, I'm missing 1 damage here. And I'm thinking, will I go for face with the claw, put him on 1? I think I decide not to. I decide to clear that, yeah. Because I know that he has Arch Betrayer. And I will have to deal with this crap at some point. So I said, fuck it, take the Arch Betrayer. I might top deck something, but as mentioned, I really don't want to risk it. And I really did a crucial mistake here. I left my Warx alive. Yeah. He just takes it now and it has flank, and now he can't use it against me. That's obviously terrible. And he also drew back the Legio Gryphonicus. So yeah. Crucial mistake here to leave that crap alive. Because now he will just demolish my weapons. And that's pretty bad, so crucial misplay here. I still think going face wasn't the right decision, but yeah, nonetheless. Yeah, we used the 5 damage to pop the shield instead of 1 damage, but whatever. I wanted to discard this again. To get rid of some Jaegers again. And again. Oh, you got the perfect damage for the stun I mentioned, I believe. Yep. So yeah, I kill the one health troop with that, but it stuns him and him, which is pretty important. Raising the banner again, he runs 2. And this time he draws more troops. Okay. Still refills his board again and again. And the Reckon goes for the Bellicosa cannon, which is the main threat right now. But yeah, he is as the Kraos, but I don't play him. I go with the Streaming Warhound. Let's keep the board clean. Give him targets to be busy with, basically. Again, really weird thing he did here. Like, why not just shoot it and go face with the other one? Yeah. The stupid thing is, this is stunned on my turn, but now it is stunned on his turn. That means it will be stunned next turn as well. So maybe he didn't quite realize that. And yeah, he is one of killing the Bellicosa weapon. But he decides to stun my weapons again, which is reasonable. I'm 1 off again. This time I say, fuck it, I have no other means to win here. I go face. I can't, no matter how much I clear his board, it doesn't matter. Now I put it into 1. He doesn't have Arch Betrayer anymore because, well, he used it. So I risk it. I got a lot of outs here. I got, what's it called? Death Bolt still, and I believe a couple damage tactics like the smash attack. So I say fuck it and just go for it. Also no more anti-stuns left. He kills my Bellicosa cannon. And he's actually in a really good spot. Like, I have no way to damage him anymore with my Warlord or my weapons. You know? This is no way this is ever gonna shoot. I used all my anti-stuns. And, well, he just wants to get rid of that and then punch me in the face. This goes back to me, but it is stunned now. But I top take a smash attack and, yeah. Going face the second time paid off. And going face the first time... Not going face the first time also paid off, in my opinion. Yeah? Because otherwise, we would have probably lost, I think. Nonetheless, game 1 against the Swarm deck, and let's jump into the next one. So, game 2 is against the Kirine. And Kirine is also a troop deck most of the time. But she relies more on big troops. Yeah, like the Canvas Tyra and all that. So let's see how it goes. I keep the Death Pulse for some reason. Maybe I will need it, yeah. Why not? It's nice to have it than not to have it, I believe. And he just uses his ability. And I will probably load my cannons here. In this matchup we also need that. Against Gym Bosses you just want to use counter attack and Bellicosa cannon first turn. Like load that. He stuns the Bellicosa cannon, pretty smart. And I wasn't sure if that's a bait or not. But in my books that's a pretty important target, so I just smash into it, whatever. And shield the bellicosa cannon. So we can stun it again. He plays this guy, Kirine. I think like, wait, what? Non-warlord enemy. Now it has permanently sentenced one. Ooh, bellicosa cannon is gonna have a really bad time. I burn the loyalty in my claw. And remove the kind attack from it. I really want to give the bellicosa cannon a break here. Maybe it was a bit premature. We will see. I loaded here, and I brought enough loyalty again. So here I basically bait him into playing more stuff because I got the death pulse and double missile launcher. So yeah, here's the flanker off the top, and bellicosa cannon is stunned again. That feels really bad. He does a really good job punching that down. It's like turn 5 for him, and it's almost dead already. He stuns that. I mean, why not? But I'm fine with that because now it's only 5 health when at 6, and I'm more likely to kill it with death pulse. So let's see how it goes. Here's the first missile launcher. And the second. No risks this time. This is certainly gonna die, and here we will see. And death pulse. And really good, it rolled 3 on all 3 troops, which is amazing. And I shield the bellicosa cannon again so he can't stun it. And here's Tyro. That's pretty bad, obviously. So how do we deal with Tyro? We need to stall him, we can't kill him. I don't have my heart removal here. So we're gonna have to just stall the Tyro. Shoot the cannon, of course. Now I finally have the ability to do it, so I do it. I think that's the only shot I'll be able to take with in this match. Oh, look at that! He has a fucking warhound here, and rip cannon. He goes for the launches now, so I can't shoot him. Now let's see what Midnight does. I command bridge, and I'm pretty certain that I was searching for my heart removal, but didn't get it, unfortunately. So I just get the Night Lancer out and shield the claw, so he doesn't kill it. Basically, that was my idea. Garuda, probably on the Lancer. Yep. So Lancer is disabled for now. And he also got an abundance of Tiska. Nice combo you got there, bro. And that's a rip for my claw, I believe. Yep. I don't know if committing to the claw was that important. I would probably just go face at this point. Like, that's 20 damage. He just needs 2 more swings with that. So I don't know. Display of Might. Yeah, so he can't attack. I know I risk it. I had double Graphonics to say, let's play the Warx. Let's play the Warx. Maybe he can't kill it. Like, he can't attack with anything. Let's see. He pings it, and I'm like, oh shit, he has Ashen Claw. Does he? He doesn't. He got a Orpheon, and he draws. So he searches for that Ashen Claw, obviously. Doesn't have it. And guess what? That's lethal. Double Legio Graphonicus on that Warx. Yeah? So another game where we really had to win it with our troops here. And yeah, I just swing in for a lot of damage here, basically. 20 damage, so 14 with that, 6 with that. Exact lethal. Pretty good. So yeah, that was it for Kirine. And let's jump to the last one. So the last game was against the Nassau. That's kind of a gym boss in my books. And here we want to utilize that bellicosa cannon as much as we can.
We are defeated today.
Okay, this guy knows it. So I can't counterattack loaded. That's what I wanted to do. So I just shield. These guns are most likely useless. Like, he's not gonna play any chaff. Last rival section though. And he's able to stun it again. So what do? We clear that with the claw, obviously. And play in Messiah's Grace, which we top decked. So now he has to deal with that before attacking into that. And well, Messiah's Grace does its job. It protects that and it's for damage. There's a bike though. and he obviously wants that back in hand instead of having full health, so they can use it again. So this time I use my counterattack in the Bellicosa, both Fist and the gun already now. He plays a big guy, most support, and this will, if I remember correctly, actually lose him the game. Yeah, it's a Sentinel troop, and yeah, this might be problematic. I have Burden of Loyalty on my claw, so he can't attack the Bellicosa cannon here. Shield it, just for safety, and load a missile launcher because I have nothing better to do, honestly. He pops the shield again, another last rifle. Stuns the claw, takes 4 in the process. Was that smart? I don't know. I don't know. So, display of might. Yeah. I want to clear that. Shield it again. And what I want to do here basically is just not make him draw cards. I want to piss him off. And he has a jet bike. Yeah, so he doesn't let me shoot still. Kind of wasted. I could have shot there maybe. But I really want to piss him off with the Sentinel. So, I clear the last rifle. Shield that again. And then a siege attack on this one. Yeah, I just bring it into lethal range basically. Then I probably will load this gun here. Alright. So, just shoot it because I have extra energy and everything is on 1 health. You will focus this again, so I will be free to shoot with that next turn. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And this is actually good. This is playing in my favor. Like, this is kind of weird. I don't know if that's much poison around all that right now. But this will play in my favor. Because I do that, that doesn't die, which is good in this case, because I get catastrophic damage. So again, this is the 4th turn, he will not draw any cards. This was actually perfect for me, we should play that. And in that position. So now I'm pretty much free to do whatever I want. Unlikely that you can do with that with 2 cards. I'll finally shoot the cannon. Yeah, 12 damage done. Then I siege attack him. Yeah, stun him so he can't attack into it. And then I slapped this one. It did its job. And shield that one, so nothing like Herculeanus squad or whatever they called. Or another jet bike, kill it. He has apotheosis! Like, what? I had lethal, yeah, with Paragon of Conquest. But okay. So be it, dude. Paragon of Conquest. Yeah. Shoot again. Bellicosa, 24 damage this round. Yeah, and then I'm gonna load it again. I'm just hoping that he doesn't have any damage pings or whatever. So, he can stun it. Unstun the claw. As a safety measure, yeah. Even if he kills the Bellicosa cannon here, I still can slap him with the claw and then shoot my missile launcher. Well, let's see what happens. Yeah, he top decks another ping, and that's a rip to Bellicosa cannon. Unfortunate. And he also has potential skills, so I can't kill him with the claw and launches either. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. So, can't do anything with my weapons. Let's put Ascrius in play. So, Rip Claw, but no way he can deal with Ascrius, so gives me a spiteful slap. And that's about it. And then we finish it with Ascrius with the 12 damage swing. So basically killed him in 3 swings here, 2 Bellicosa cannon shots, and 1 Ascrius. Alright boys, this should be the games for today. As mentioned today, only replays, because I thought these games highlight the deck pretty well, and I don't feel like playing ladder right now because it's too late simply, and I want to go to bed. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope it's fine. Like, let me know in the comments if replays are fine from time to time. I also like recording live gameplay more than replays, but as mentioned, I thought it's fitting for this kind of video. So yeah, anyway, I hope you still enjoyed as mentioned. Let me know in the comments when you think about this deck, if you tried Titans yourself, and if you obviously played against them, what's your experience with them. Don't forget to subscribe, because we got more reveals for this expansion coming. Yeah, because we get Titans now, but for the existing factions, the non-starters factions, there are still cards coming up, so stay tuned for that. And we're gonna try those out, of course, like new missions and all the crap. I'm really stoked for those. Don't know about you. But anyway, I hope to see you around in the next video, and until then, Midnight out.